Hello everyone! I hope you all have had a wonderful lunch because we are back to the Chulalongkorn University International Undergraduate Open House 2024 afternoon session. Now, we hope you are ready because this session is filled with information on your potential future here in Chulalongkorn University. And once again, my name is Suk Sotchun, Suk Somjit.
And my name is Saraswati Prengkyo. And for the afternoon session, we will be kicking it up a notch with the science-based faculties within the international program.
And of course, just like before, we will be going through the programs of INDA, ComD, BSAC, BBTech, CHPE, ISE, JIP, BASI, and finally ending with CU Medi at 4 p.m.
And to any of our new guests who weren't here this morning, we will be going through every information that you will need to decide to join any of our international undergraduate programs, even requirements, materials taught, or even about your future career.
That is absolutely right. So welcome everyone. And if there are any, if not all, of the programs that catches your eyes, I'm very happy to announce that you can find further information at their dedicated booth right outside of this hall, where you can have a very exclusive chats with our lecturers and representatives of each faculty. So the science faculties that are going to be presenting in this afternoon is going to be to my left-hand side, right there on the hall.
And today, beginning with the Faculty of Architecture, Architectural Design, also known as INDA, please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Scott Brian Drake, Deputy Director of the Faculty of Architecture, Architectural Design. Please give him a round of applause.
INDA is International Program in Design and Architecture at Chulalongkorn University. It's an architecture school, but we don't just teach about how to design buildings, we teach about how design makes the world a better place in Thailand and all around the world.
INDA does many things, but really what the core is of INDA is immense creative kind of output of instructors and students as a community and how they work together and how they explore design and architecture with a larger context as an international program.
Our graduates go on to many different types of jobs. Some do master's degrees around the world, some work in architectural practices or set up their own practice. Some do design in different fields like lighting design or interior design, and some of them just go back to their family company.
INDA students go on to do many amazing things. INDA kind of gives them that foundation to kind of really explore their own talents and their own capacities within kind of, much larger kind of breadth of design. So INDA students are very versatile in taking on the larger world with their kind of design capabilities.
For me, I really pursued my studio project into my career after I graduated. So for me, that is somewhere where we have the opportunity to really explore on different concepts of design, but also explore on the different types of design we are interested in.
So I think INDA is a solid fundamental. What we learned at INDA led us to become multidisciplinary designer. Actually, INDA for me is design in general, and it depends on strength of each individual to carry on with their strength and develop their career after that.
So I would say that graduating as an INDA actually has a very good base for you to continue in your future career, like me, which is a metaverse designer. So I would say that INDA have given you much knowledge and also be aware of how the future or your career. Inda Parade is a very exciting accumulation of the entire year's worth of work, right? And it's a celebration for students to come and enjoy and to just showcase their work, not just to the entire school, but also to their parents, to everyone that walks past.
This is one of the most ambitious parade designs that we've had, but I think it's also really exciting because this time a space that we've never been in before, a space that's open to the public, which allows people to kind of wander into the reviews and see what kinds of projects the students are making.
The most important part of the Inda Parade are the students, for sure. We do invite external guests, so students get exposed to real-world situations where you produce something and people that doesn't know you personally, they will comment purely on your project and what you show in those 10 minutes you are given.
And we're allowing students to celebrate their work, and this fantastic setup here with all the bright colours and all the scaffolding is really a reflection of the identity of Inda.
The looseness of the scaffolding structure here, in that it's a framework and it allows people to fill it and use it as they see fit. One of my favorite things about seeing the review rooms throughout the week is how every studio has used them differently. Just going off of a simple modular system that people can easily understand, I think really symbolizes what the school could be or should be.
We use scaffold, which is actually needed to create the main structure, which is a building. And for us as the parade coordinators, scaffold embrace the student work and future projects will come from the scaffold and Inda.
What I see is the design is more contemporary. We choose more to this generation, like the theme, the next gen.
I never had an Inda Parade during my time. I would never imagine we will come this far in terms of exhibition. For people to see and people to experience it, I think we come a long way. And I'm really, really proud to be a part of it.
Yes, I've been to Inda Parade. This is probably my third time. Before it was at Makasan, I think for a couple years. I think that was also something different in scale. I think here at Siamscape, it's a really comfortable scale. At the same time, there is this public audience that comes around and sees, which gives a really good energy.
We can expose the creative work of students to the general public, because in many other venues, people are scared to walk in, but here, because of the coffee, cafe, and the various retail, people are strolling by and they can drop in. So this is one of my favorite venues. Everybody should come.
Yeah, I pushed all effort into today. Today is the final day, so I just put all my energy.
It's kind of a relief that the biggest project is coming to the end and I get to wrap it up quite nicely with Inda Super Crit.
I would say unbelievable. Every part is something that's so important to me. It's just something that per se makes me confident in myself.
I think it's nice to wrap things up like this year together at Parade. Yeah, I think it's fun and engaging and seeing other people exchange opinions.
It's quite refreshing how we kind of set up into in a different places and try out different things and getting new atmosphere for our students to kind of present on.
It's also nice to see at the end of the year, different years produce different work, and seeing all the awards from different years is really reflect back to ourselves and get new inspiration.
If anybody wants to join Inda, please do so. You will never ever miss out. There is so much to explore. You can be yourself, you can find your own way in design and architecture, and it's many things, but in the end, architecture is something that brings all of us together, and design is something that brings all of us together, and you'd be able to explore those things at a very heightened and experimental level at Inda. So go for it, enjoy it, always give your best, and join Inda.
Hello everybody, welcome to Chulalongkorn University. Welcome to the architecture faculty currently celebrating its 90th anniversary, and welcome to Inda, about to celebrate its 20th anniversary. We are one of two international programs in the architecture faculty. You'll hear from Tata in a minute about ComD. ComD is a very good design program about 2D kind of design stuff. We are about 3D design stuff. If you want to be an architect, apply to the Thai faculty. if you're not sure what you want to do, you want to be creative and maybe do something related to design and buildings and space, come and see us. We are the biggest international program in the university. We've got about 20 foreign instructors who do a lot of the teaching. You saw some of them there. We have about 80 students every year, so 300 plus students. I can't possibly tell you about our program in 15 minutes, so I'm very happy to play that video and to show you opinions and ideas from our students, from our graduates, from people from the profession, and from other instructors. The parade is our end-of-year assessment and celebration. We don't do many exams. When we mark your work, we get you to do it in public. You pin up your design and we talk about it. You can invite your friends, and the idea is about celebrating your creativity, not just about getting a grade. This is me and my colleagues. This is the director and the dean. This is me and my colleagues. This is more of my colleagues. This is more of my colleagues. We also have a number of Thai instructors who have been trained overseas, both in practices and with master's degrees. This is the first day. For all of you, this is going to change your life. You go from being a student to being a grown-up, where you spend 4 years with us learning how to be professional, learning how to develop skills that will help your career, not just get a job, but actually help you to work out what you want to do with your future. You see the different programs there within the Thai faculty. There's our founder and our first director, and there's some of our things that we do. If you want to register as an architect, our program is accredited, so you need to do an extra year of work experience and you can sit the registration exam. So it is still an architecture program. Some of our students go on to be architects. A lot of them go and do master's degrees in US, UK, Europe, Australia. Many of them go on to related fields like landscape or urban design or interior design or other things like real estate or construction. Some of them go and start their own business. We are a very international program, so not only do you have foreign instructors teaching you here, you will also have opportunities to visit different countries. We do exchange programs. We have a lot of guest lecturers. We bring people in to do design experimentation workshops. We send people out on experiencing architecture trips. We do various projects in and around the university. There's some of the trips we went to. Sometimes we look at buildings, sometimes we go to the ends of the earth, just so that you know what it looks like. Here's some of the design experimentation workshop projects that we do. Here's our community projects. There's a lot of making, so you learn by making, either doing your own designs or working in a group. This is one at Nakhon Tamarat. This building was designed by students and built by local builders. This won an award recently. A prominent Thai architect known as Chat worked with our students to build the Young Silla Oyster Pavilion. So we want to do the most creative ideas possible. We want your career to be full of creative opportunities, serving the community by building schools or learning about new materials or products and contributing to making the world a better place. I could keep going, but it's probably better if you come and see us. If you're interested, we can give you a brochure. You can come and visit the faculty, and you're welcome to have more information. So good luck with your career choice. I hope you do very well with your life. Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. And that was Inda, one of the programs from the Faculty of Architecture. So if you are interested in the creative processes and are looking for an ideal environment to further your ideas or even find a future career, Inda may be perfect for you. But Inda is not the only program from the Faculty of Architecture that we have prepared for you all. We also have the Communication Design Program, or ComD. So please welcome to the stage Kun Pakin Phuma Kanchana and Kun Matina Kanchanatip. Please welcome.
Hi, my name is Matina Kanchanatip, and I am the alumni of Communication Design Program, Faculty of Architecture, Chulalongkorn University.
My name is Makin Puma Kanchana, and I'm also the class of 2023 graduates from ComD this year. And we'll be introducing our faculty to you in a short amount of time. We are preparing the introductory video for you to get a better understanding of our faculty.
First question, can design change the world? I think yes, because design has already changed the world by the people who are here before us and the people who are here now.
I think design does create a huge impact to the world because design is like an international language. Wherever you are, you can understand it. ComD, or Communication Design, is an international program under the Faculty of Architecture, Chulalongkorn University. Even so, we're not trained to be an architect. The program focuses on myriad fields of communication. What we actually learn here include communication from graphic design, illustration, moving image, time-based design, digital design, and more.
ComD is a place where you turn your creative abilities into practical skills. First, they teach you how to think, and then they teach you how to do. ComD is a creative playground that prepares you for the real battlefield.
Experienced the diversity in multimedia use in communication design, which makes me a versatile artist. In decision-making situation, I'm able to see infinite possibility in conceptualization and technique to create pieces that resonate with my target audience.
From grasping a good fundamental design that is applied to all visual design and projects that is not only beautiful and visually aesthetic, but also kind of communicates a good message through good research and good analysis in design decisions.
Now I'm working as an independent film director. As a film director who didn't graduate from film school, it's an advantage that I'm able to understand all aspects of filmmaking, from styling, prop making, to post-production, because as a director you have to be able to communicate with your team efficiently with what you want within the limited time given per job.
I'm about to start my full-time job as a visual UX UI designer at a consulting firm, but honestly, you can pursue so many different career options. You can almost take any subject that you learned in ComD to become a professional career. You can even use all the knowledge from all subjects to build your own firm, your own company, because at the end of the day, design is in everything and everything has design in it.
Okay, so that's it for our introduction video. Now, let's hear more about our faculty from our own experience. So, what is ComD? ComD is an International Bachelor of Fine and Applied Art in Communication Design. The program focuses on the myriad fields of communication, from design for publishing to new media. With a wide range of media such as graphic design, illustration, motion graphic, internet-based design, time-based design, video design, and also emerging new media content that is upcoming in the future. Communication design covers everything from visual design that can communicate to people.
So basically, since ComD is a major that focuses on many media and fields of design, students who already know their expertise and specialty in terms of design will benefit from ComD most. For example, students who like photography will get to learn the basic of photography in ComD as well as the technicality of photography. But apart from that, students will also get to learn different media and how to apply photography in other fields of design, such as like how to put photography in moving
images and animation, and how to combine each media together to make a better communication channel. Now, let's look through our academic curriculums. In the first year, since most of you are not from a design school, the first year will focus on preparing you for the foundation knowledge in design studies, such as knowing the design process, knowing how to do research, and how to execute a fine finishing product. And also you will get a hands-on experience with real materials and working with a wide range of material, from local materials to more advanced materials. In past years, we've had records of students working with a wide range of materials, from basic objects such as papers and boxes and cardboards to more advanced and complicated materials such as fish scales and also recycled waste.
In first year, I feel like students will get to look at design and the world from different perspectives through like working with different mediums and other exploring textures and textiles and different media, which all like used to create a piece or design.
I think that first year is one of the most important year in ComD, in 4 years of studies at ComD, because it prep you to be, it prep your mindset and also your eyes to be in the kind of like designer perspective. And for the second year, this year curriculum primarily focus on graphic design as a communication tool. And we will, at ComD, we will teach you everything related to graphic design, from the basics of typography, grids, layouts, to how to use graphic in a fine finishing products. And in the second semester of year 2, you will also get to work with different range of media and how graphic design interact with each media. From traditional media such as print materials, publications, brochures, or scenes, to more complicated and contemporary screen-based media such as websites and UX UI design.
So second year is a very important year in ComD. Second year, like graphic design plays like a very crucial aspect to communication design, since graphic design can make hard to understand like information easier to digest by creating visuals. And graphic design also is a universal language in a way. For example, if you look at an icon of the bathroom, say like a man and a woman, you automatically know that that is a bathroom. Comparing to if you look at the word, like just the text of the bathroom in different languages, you wouldn't even know that what the word means. So if you have an icon, then it's easier and it can communicate to everybody. And that's basically what we do in second year.
Yeah, and I think that this year will help you get a better understanding of what it means to use visual design as a communication tool. And for third year? Okay, so for third year, we take the knowledge from second year, which is graphic design, one step further. by using graphic designs in like screen-based content such as moving images, animation, and also live action movies. This year you get to tackle along with multiple softwares and new technologies that can bring your design onto a next level, which are like up and coming new designs and involve a lot of technological advancement. And you also get to work with a lot of new platforms such as UX UI and also creative codings.
Apart from that, in third year, we get to do an internship. So students who are in third year will basically get to pick and choose their specialty and do an internship in the field of creative work that they would like. And that is the time and place where we get to learn how creative industry work in the real world and how students can, how you can like pursue your future career.
And for fourth year, I think that a thesis project at ComD is one of the most special in all of the faculties, because at ComD you get to work on real experiences and how your design projects can really work on people and the community. This year at ComD we allows you full deliberation on your creative ideas and get you to work on your personal project for a whole year long. And at the end of the year, ComD will provide you with a special exhibition we hold each year called ComD Creative Walk, which also preps you to be ready for the creative industry in the future. And after you graduate from ComD, there are many countless of career opportunities in the creative industry. Since ComD isn't a faculty that focuses on one primary aspect of design, but indeed it covers all creative process involving like creative thinking, research, and also to the level of execution. There are many opportunities for ComD students to pursue a career in the future. Can you give some examples, Martina?
Okay. For example, as you guys saw in the video, there are our alumni that were art directors, graphic designers, UX UI designers, to like production designers, set designers, and anything revolving around creative industry. If you graduated from ComD, you basically have an idea of what to do in those fields.
Yeah. In past year, we have record of students working in a wide range of the design industry, from like graphic designer, fashion designer, to even entrepreneurs. ComD students can probably do it all. And this is the example works from past years. And for the admission?
So the requirements to get into ComD are the SAT scores and the
English proficiency test score. And for the academic test score, ComD requires not so high in terms of the score, but indeed we look more into your portfolio and in the interview and skill test part, which in this part for the portfolio, it's kind of like a portfolio where you do some design projects that also shows a bit of your personality and characteristics through different media and projects in design. Yeah, and for more information on the admission, please check our websites at comd.com, or you can email at info@comd.com for more accurate information about this matter. And I wish you all a good luck, and if any of you wanted to come to ComD, I really suggest that you look into it, and I think that it will be a really fun and a highly useful experience for the future.
Our advice would be to make a great portfolio that best represent you and do good on the SAT and the skill test.
Hope
Good
you
luck,
become
everybody.
our alumni. Thank you.
See you in ComD.
Thank you very much, our alumni representatives from ComD, or the program of Communication Design. Once again, another great choice if any of you guys are interested in creative process. ComD is a great choice that guarantees knowledge on the creative industry, and as you can see, a great sense of fashion as well. Looking great, guys.
Okay, now moving on from the creative sciences, we'll be focusing on STEM subjects, that is science, technology, engineering, and math, beginning with the Faculty of Science. If you didn't know, the international program provides 2 sections in the Faculty of Science, which includes BSAC and BBTech. We will first begin with BSAC, which stands for Applied Chemistry, featuring 2 BSAC ambassadors where there will be a video, presentation, and a game, so don't get tired just yet. Please welcome Mr. Purinatsu Meshod Metha and Mr. Pakara Yempat on stage. Please give them a round of applause.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Conne, and together with me is Gino. We are the brand ambassadors of BSAC, or Bachelor of Science in Applied Chemistry, and we are here to present the information regarding our BSAC.
We believe the information today will be very eye-opening for you guys, and at the end of our presentation, we will be hosting a mini Kahoot session where the top three scorers will get our exclusive rewards from BSAC. So if you are interested in joining our game, please download the Kahoots prior to the end of the presentation. And we are presenting the game pin right now, and we will be constantly presenting it. So without any further ado, let's begin with the video presentation to our departments.
We believe that chemistry can make the world a better place. The world that is more creative, more beautiful, more caring, and more livable than ever before. For years, the Department of Chemistry, Faculty of Science, Chulalongkorn University, has been at the forefront of chemical education in Thailand, providing knowledge, experience, and opportunities for generations to come. We are committed to creating courses that encourage deeper learning, critical thinking, and innovation, enabling our students to achieve more than they have ever thought possible. Our learning environment is designed in every details, for every aspiration and dream, encouraging students to get hands-on and discover answers for themselves. We believe in the potential of every student and the possibility of growth, possibility of goal, and success. We believe that this is not just a place of learning, but a space for creating a better future. A future where chemistry can improve the quality of life and provide a sustainable world for us all to live in. Join us today and be a part of a brighter tomorrow at the Department of Chemistry, Faculty of Science, Chulalongkorn University.
And that is the end of the introduction video to our department. So I would like to ask Gino that why should we study at BSAC?
Well, everything around us is chemistry. From the air we breathe in, to the products we manufacture to support our daily life. Having knowledge in chemistry means you have knowledge in almost everything around you. And here at BSAC, we are Thailand's first and finest international applied chemistry program, which means that you will not only get the best chemistry knowledge that anyone has to offer, but you will also gain valuable connections and experience.
And now let us take you to the adventure over the course of 4 years at BSAC. So let's begin with the first year, which is freshman. So as a freshman, I would simply say that for the learning process in this year would be about the foundation in mathematics and science. So it's time for you to learn the foundation in both aspects and participate in university or department activities such as ChemCU Camp or CU in the Game.
Graduating to your second year in BSAC, you will notice that your chemistry knowledge and skills have dramatically improved. Not only that, but your English and communication skills will also improve as well. And in this year, it is time to select the majors for you to specialize in. And luckily, we have up to 4 majors available for you to choose, which we believe will suit all types of interests.
So let's begin with the first major from BSAC, which is Industrial Chemistry and Management major, which balances the knowledge of chemistry and business field together. So it is suitable for those wanting to create their chemistry-related business or become an industrial manager.
However, if you really like chemistry and you want to specialize in it, or you want to create new things or innovate new innovations, you can join our material chemistry program, where we offer specialized knowledge that no other program has to offer.
But what if you are interested in environment? We also have our third major, which is environmental chemistry, which focuses on aquatic, soil, and chemistry related with environmental aspect. So it is highly recommended for those who is interested in eco-friendly trend.
And last but not least, I would like to introduce all of you to our newest and hottest program, the Cosmetic Chemistry and Entrepreneurship program, where we combine the specialized knowledge in cosmetic with the knowledge of creating a product that conforms to customer needs. This is perfect for those who want to create their own brand in the cosmetic, skincare, and fragrance industry.
So to sum up everything that we have stated so far, our BSAC has up to 4 majors for you to choose in the second year as a sophomore. So for those not yet knowing which major you want to be specialized in, you still have time, because selecting the major is the decision that you have to make in the second year as a sophomore. So you have to choose which major is going to be the good fit for you. And now moving on to the third year. For this year, I would say there is an activity for you to participate, and it is called Interactive Science and Social Project, or ISSP. So I would say that ISSP is the project that you have to apply the knowledge of chemistry that you have learned in the first 2 years, as well as the collaboration skill or social skill to apply into this project. So I would say collaboration skill and chemistry knowledge are required for performing this project. And interestingly, our BSAC has collaboration with Worcester Polytechnic Institute, or WPI, from United States. So it is the project that you will have to collaborate with others and apply the knowledge of chemistry into ISSP.
Normally, this project will be conducted across the provinces in Thailand. However, there are also some cases of BSAC students who were able to do their ISSP abroad over ASEAN countries, such as Vietnam and Indonesia.
And moving on to the next slide, it is shown that our ISSP goal focuses on sustainability goal. And here on the screen is one of the successful cases of ISSP. And it is about forest fire management and prevention in Mapping National Park. What is interesting about this project is Anantamidon Foundation is also the sponsor of this project. And this project gained the award of Mahidol Science, Environment, and Sustainability Award in the last year.
And in your last year at BSAC, it is time to take on the Applied Chemistry Project, or ACP.
And for ACP, I would say that it is the period of doing research. So it means that what you have learned from BSAC, you have to apply all the knowledge into doing the research of the topic that is of your interest. So it is crucial to note that the qualified students may have a choice to select whether they want to do the research in Thailand or abroad.
And according to past records, most BSAC students choose USA, Austria, and Japan as their top destinations for their research, all of which we have a strong connection with. And interestingly, if you are doing the ACP abroad, and if your performance catches the eye of professors over there, you may have a chance to gain a scholarship to continue your master or PhD degree there.
So here on the screen is our example of our alumni receiving the scholarship from Boston College to join their PhD program. So I would say if the performance of you has catches the eye of the professor or that, it is likely that for the further education, you can select to further study at that chosen institute. And to summarize everything that we have stated about the 4-year journey in BSAC, for the first year as a freshman, it is the process of learning and playing. It is nothing special because you are going to learn the foundation in mathematics and science. And in addition to this, for a sophomore in the 2nd year, it is the time to select the major that you want to be specialized in and learn the essence of chemistry.
In the 3rd year, it is time to take those deep knowledge of chemistry that you have learned in the last 2 years to the real world in the ISSP project. And lastly, in your 4th year, you will be doing the applied chemistry project either abroad or in Thailand. And regarding the admissions to BSAC, for admission to our faculty, there are 3 requirements. The first one is English proficiency test. The second one is mathematics test. And the last one is science test. And the first round of this year admission starts at 27 November to 21 December. So it's only about 1 month left. So don't forget to apply for BSAC in your first round. And moving on to our scholarships, we offer up to 30 scholarships per year. And you don't have to be very good academically or you don't have to be very smart to get our scholarships. Because we also have extracurricular activities scholarships, such as being the ambassador of BSAC. And for foreign students, we also have the foreigner scholarship as well.
Speaking of career path, it is noticeable that our alumni who have graduated from BSAC have performed in a variety of occupations, as some may perform as a university lecturer, some may start up the business or become the CEO of the company. And move on to the higher education path. Some may also study more deeper in chemistry, but some may even study a medical program or related to management. So I would say there is a diversity of paths to work after graduate from BSAC. And on the screen is the examples of our alumni receiving the prestigious scholarship. For example, Pinat and Pimor, both of them received Anantamidon Foundation Scholarship. And our recent alumnus, Piblu, who is in BSAC 15, obtained Queen Sirikit Scholarship.
And we all know that in creating a successful business, you will not only need the required management skills and knowledge in that type of field, but you will also need a wide range of connections, which luckily, in the next year of BSAC, where you'll be joining us, it is BSAC 20 years anniversary, where we'll be hosting an event that brings back our successful alumni to our program, which means you will have a chance to chit-chat with them, have a talk with them, and exchange contacts with them. It is a very valuable experience for you and very valuable connections for your future business or startups. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for listening. For further information, please visit our booth right to your right. And you can visit our website through this QR code. And the next session will be for the mini Kahoot.
So for those not yet applying in the Kahoot, so we have to hurry up because our time is running out. So I highly suggest that please enter now because we will start the Kahoot session immediately.
You can join by scanning the QR code right here or entering the game pin.
All right, so I think we shall start the Kahoot right now. So there are 3 questions. Each questions have around 30 seconds each. So please hurry up. For those getting the top 3 highest score, capture the screen after finishing the Kahoot and meet us at the booth on your right-hand side. So now please start the session. So this is the Kahoot section. And the first question is, in which ASEAN countries BSAC students have conducted the ISSP project in the past? Actually, we have already mentioned it is in ASEAN, but which countries? Who knows? Just give it a go. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, the majority got the right answer, and the answer is Vietnam and Indonesia.
And the second question is, according to the stats, which country is the most popular choice for our senior to do the ACP abroad? So we gave you the top 3, right? We only want the first place. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right.
The majority got it right. And next up is our last question. Please skip. Okay, so the last question is, next year in 2024, BSAC program will be celebrating the blank anniversary. We have already mentioned that our BSAC has been established quite long. So please keep a goal where how BSAC is going to be in the next year. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20, yes, and that is the correct answer, and that is all about our Kahoot section. For those getting the top 3 highest score, please meet us at the booth on your right hand side to get the exclusive rewards.
Okay. And for those of you interested in skincare, we also have a game at our booth for you to play, and there will be a reward getting our skincare. So this is the end of our session for today. Thank you so much for listening and participating in our game.
Thank you, BSAC ambassadors, for the presentation on applied chemistry. Now we're going to be moving on to another major within the Faculty of Science, which is BB Tech. Is that right, Chun?
Absolutely. I'm sure you all will be very, very happy to hear that applied chemistry is not the only program offered from the Faculty of Science. Next up, we are going to be hearing from the biotechnology program, or also known as BB Tech. So please welcome to the stage Assistant Professor Kanukwan Seripap, PhD. Please welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today to introduce our program to you guys, our prospective Chulalongkorn University student. So one might ask, what is BB Tech program, right? Sorry, it doesn't change. What is biotechnology program? So biotechnology uses biological system, living organism, or their components to develop products or processes to solve the problems in agriculture, in food, in environment, and healthcare. So next slide, please. So the biotechnology industry now is an engine of innovation. So it's being applied in food and agriculture. You guys may have heard about plant-based meat, right? Or food science processing. So that's in food and also in agriculture, like vertical farming. You guys may heard about smart farming, robotics, AI to increase the production in agriculture using genome editing, CRISPR-Cas9 to increase the production of agricultural products. So those are the application of biotechnology, and also in healthcare, drug and vaccines to discover new drugs, antibiotics. So that's also in using biotechnology. When we also have the application in biomanufacturing industry, biofuels and energy. So nowadays, there are more job positions opening in biotechnology now than ever. So now in the next 5 years, you see more increasing of biotechnology jobs. If you Google the biotechnology job, you see many different types of jobs in biotechnology. So we'll see what we have here. So our biotechnology program is the program in Faculty of Science, and it is an interdisciplinary learning environment, very strong interdisciplinary environment in biotechnology, because we have 7 departments come together involved in our program. So we have faculty members from biochemistry, biology, botany, environmental science, food technology, marine science, and microbiology. So we come all together to create the program that for everyone who is interested in biology and technology. So you can choose to major in animal, plant, microbiotechnology, food biotechnology, environmental biotechnology, bioinformatics, biotech management, and also marine biotechnology. So if you take a look at our curriculum, now the program learning outcome, so you can see that from our PLO is integrated biotechnology knowledge in practice, and so the student can employ biotechnology or related technology and scientific tools in biotechnology application. And this is the program structure, which is going to be revised. And next year, we're going to use this new program. For the total credits are 125 credits. And for the first year, of course, everyone will get to study about basic science. So, of course, you will have to learn basic biology, chemistry, physics, and computer science. And for the second year, you will learn about biotechnology fundamentals. And then the third year, you'll get to choose the elective courses that you like. You may like food science, so you take maybe food product and design. You may like plant biotechnology. You take hydroponics, tissue culture, genetic engineering. Or you may choose to do bioinformatics, genome analysis, sequencing. You may like microbiotechnology, then you do medical microbiotechnology, stuff like that. And then during the summer of third year, you get to do the internship in the company or private sector or government agency that you like to experience. And then for the fourth year, we have the courses like interactive science project that you get to develop the project to solve the problems working with the company that hosts our program. And then in the second semester, you get to do senior project and cooperative education. You can choose to work to do the science project, senior project at Chulalongkorn University lab, or you can choose to work in a company for the whole semester as cooperative education. Okay, so let's take a look at the required elective courses. So these are the required elective courses that you will get to learn. For example, you have to take trends in biotechnology, processing in food biotechnology, or technopreneurship, management and organization, principle of marketing, industrial administration and management, and also biological sequence analysis. So these are the required elective courses. And then we have the elective courses for each field that you can choose from any field. It doesn't matter if you really like bioinformatics, then you take genetic engineering, computer skill in bioinformatics, genomic analysis and for biotechnology. But you can also choose something else. You don't have to just announce that you only do bioinformatics. You want to do both or you want to do all of them, you can do that. So it's not really like you must choose only this topic. If you want to do plant biotechnology, together you want also to do food biotechnology, you can do that. So it's very, very flexible, okay? It's easy if you want to switch maybe you find out that, okay, I do marine biotechnology, and I have to go dive in the sea and look for the algae or marine life, and then you find out, oh, I don't like it at all. I want to do something different. It's okay to switch or to choose something else in the biotechnology, because for the bachelor degree or undergrad level, it's good to experience many things that you really have an opportunity to do so. And so after you graduate, you can choose to go to the specific field that you really like. So it's good to experience everything. So you can do like animal biotechnology, regenerative biotechnology, stuff like that. Okay. So next, and the career opportunities. There are so many career paths that you can choose from. And these are the examples. So let's go to the next slide. So these are the biotechnology company as well. And the next slide will show you the postgraduate study opportunity as well. So you could choose to continue your study in biotechnology for your master and PhD program, or you can use our biotechnology as pre-med program. So you could choose to study biology and then do microbiology, biochemistry, and you can concentrate or focus on that. And then take the MCAT, and then go through, apply to CU Medi. Okay, so project like the program like that, or you can pursue your postgrad degree in other countries. Okay, so this is the admission requirement. So you could look at the requirement. So we need English proficiency test and mathematics proficiency test, and then we rank, and then you get to come for an interview. And we have 2 rounds, right? Just the same as other program. The first one is early admission, and then admission. And then we can also have the admission for international student round as well. And this student also have the opportunity to get the scholarship. And so here, if you need to contact us for more information, you can contact the BTech office according to this contact point. And also we have the program pamphlets at our booth that you can go and take and have the contact number. Okay, next please. And also we have actually another program that from Faculty of Science that gonna be new in the year of 2025, that called BizTech. Okay, so that's gonna be international program in material science. So they asked me to, announce it to you if you're interested in the next 2 years. So if you are interested in material science, also consider BizTech. Okay, so we have BBTech, BizTech, and BSAC from Faculty of Science. So today we have 2 students with us. So please will get to talk to our student. This is our first batch of students from BBTech program. Okay, so please, Shadanai and Pianni, please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Shadanai. You guys can call me Bomb. So I'm going to talk about the experience of study in BBTech.
Hi, so my name is Anyamani Khantiwiriya, or you can call me Annie. I'm a 4th-year student in BBTech program.
So Annie, how did you prepare and how did you get into the BBTech program? Is it easy or difficult?
Actually, it's not that easy and not that difficult because the BBTech program only requires mathematics score and English score. So I have prepared doing a test on IELTS and about 4 to 5 months before I take a test, and I took like 1 time IELTS test, and then I got above the requirement, which is 6.5. And for SAT math, I choose to apply it as a SAT math level 2, which nowadays there's no more subject test, and there's only SAT, normal SAT math. So I do like the old version of the test, like the past paper around like every day for like 4 to 5 months until I get like 700 up. Yeah.
Thank you. So Bomb, how about the interview?
So the interview was very throughout. So they ask many things about how you're interested in the biotechnology field and a lot of things, and how was your visions was like when you were trying to enter here. And they also ask if you study in science, because it doesn't matter if you study in science or other field before, because it's only require only English and mathematics test. As for me, for when I was applied to BB Tech, so I only used the SAT English proficiency test, and the mathematics score, which require only at least like 450 for English test, and for the mathematics it's like 550. So it was pretty. It's not that easy, but it's not difficult.
Okay, thank you. And what about the internship program? Since they just have experience in the internship program, right? So Annie, where did you do your internship and how was it?
So I did an internship at Sirilat Hospital. So on third year, I'm studying major microbial, so I choose to do an internship in the hospital because I think like microbial can apply into the hospital. So during the internship, I do the research on infectious disease such as COVID-19 and monkeypox, like doing a biological sequencing on each disease.
Very good, thank you. And Bom, what about your internship program?
So as for me, I study in food biotechnology. So I applied for the CPF company, which is a food company. So I was assigned to work with the plant-based strategy program. So they help with the plant-based products and the development of the plant-based products. So they mainly doing stuff about management of the products, and we sometimes visit the factory or the R&D, or we could call it research and development program. So it was a very good experience. So I learned a lot of insight from the internships, and it really improved myself.
Okay, that's very good. Well, I have one last question, just for a few seconds. What about your senior project? What's the topic of your senior project?
Doing a research on microbial molecules that can activate immune cells for anti-tumor immunity.
Okay, so that's a very good topic. What about you?
So as for me, I'm interested in the sustainable materials for the environment. So I choose to do the project about microbe leather, which is the alternative leather for the products like leather products that are used in industrial purpose. So it was a very undergoing project right now.
Thank you very much. So these are the example of our students in the BB Tech program. If you like to know more information about our program, please stop by at our booth so we can answer anything that you'd like to know. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Kanokwan, Kun Bom, and Kun Annie, for such a delightful session on the program of biotechnology, or also known as BB Tech. Now, as we all know, this is a very great choice for your future here in Tula, as biotechnology as a field that is one that is increasingly in demand. So if you are interested, please feel free to check out their booth right there on the left-hand side of our podium.
And speaking about great choices, another faculty that I think is a great choice is the faculty that's up next, which is the Faculty of Engineering. Up here, we have two programs for which we are going to begin with Chemical and Process Engineering, also known as CHPE. For today, we will have Dr. Akhawat Sirisuk up on stage. Please welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, my name is Akhawat Sirisuk. I'm from the Department of Chemical Engineering at Chulalongkorn University. I'm here representing the Chemical and Process Engineering Program, or CHPE. Okay, so this is the topic of my talk today. First, I'm gonna start with a brief introduction to the CHPE program, and then I'm gonna go into what do chemical engineers do in their profession, and then give you information about the curriculum structure, the facilities, admission requirements, the tuition and scholarships, and then the key dates for the application this year, academic year 2024. Okay, so let's start with a brief introduction to our chemical and process engineering program. This program is established by the Department of Chemical Engineering, so it's run and operated by Department of Chemical Engineering at the Faculty of Engineering. So this is not the part of International School of Engineering or ISE, as many people know. Okay, we are a separate entity, but we belong to the Faculty of Engineering as well. Okay, our Department of Chemical Engineering, is ranked first in the country forever, and also in the top 5 in the Southeast Asia region. Okay, so we have high quality staff in our department. And our department, the undergraduate program in the Thai program, just recently was accredited by the Thailand Accreditation Board of Engineering Education, or we call it TABI. TABI is now the provisional member of the Washington Accord. The Washington Accord is the one that oversee the accreditation of engineering curriculum all over the world. Okay, so hopefully we'll become the full member soon. Okay, and so we think that we will create this international program. So we start thinking, why should we do it, right? So we learned that the Thai government has set a 20-year strategic plan for the country and has elevated the BCG economy, the bio, circular, and green economy, to the level of national agenda. And we think that our chemical engineering program can make a good contribution to this BCG economy. For people who are not familiar with the BCG economy, B stands for bioeconomy. Bioeconomy is the production of chemical using the biological renewable resource instead of fossil fuel. Okay? And for C is circular economy. Circular economy, we try to extend the life cycle of a product, or doing the recycling, or what we call upcycling. So convert the one product to another product. Okay? Lastly, the G stands for green economy. Green economy, we try to design the process that is more friendly to the environment, produce less waste, emit lower amount of carbon dioxide. So we think this is the area that chemical engineer can do. And it's a trend that becoming more and more obvious in the world. Okay? So we create this CHPE program. So before I go in any further, not many of you may be familiar with chemical engineering profession, right? So let me talk to you a little bit about what do chemical engineers do in workplace, okay? So chemical engineers, we invent and design the process to convert the raw materials into the products, okay? Starting from the information from a laboratories or experiment, and create and scale up to a big batch production. So we want to create a chemical plant that produce like certain chemical, maybe like 100,000 tons per year, instead of like a little small batch in the laboratories, okay? So we want big things, large things, okay? So in order to do that, we need to learn how to make the raw materials into the products. So that would be a part that is more like chemistry. So the chemical engineering is different than chemistry, because chemistry mostly look at the reaction at the molecular or microscopic level, at the small thing, right? So once they learn how to make products from certain reaction, we take the information from chemists and we try to scale it up to be a big chemical plant to produce lots and lots of chemical using that information. So to build the plant, first you need to know about the reaction for sure, right? And you need to learn how to design the reactor that produce those things. You need to learn how to transfer the materials from point A to point B. You you need to learn all the equipment that is used in the plant. You need to learn how to control the system, and then you need to learn how to separate the mixture into purified products. That's what we learn in chemical engineering. Okay, so the career path for our graduates, I'm gonna talk in overall, okay? Chemical engineering graduates, so far the main employers would be petroleum and petrochemical industries. For petrochemical industry, the key players are on this board, right? You've seen and you're familiar with a lot of them. SCG Chemical, PTT, GC. Oh, 5 minutes already. Is it 5 minutes left? Oh, no, okay. So we're gonna go skip this, skip this, skip this, skip this. I thought I speak faster. Okay, sorry. So gonna talk more about the program. This we can talk about later at the booth. Okay? Oh no. The computer is so slow. Okay? So why should you study with us in CHP program? Okay? First of all, we are recently accredited by the Council of Engineers. Okay? So our graduate will be able to apply and obtain the license to do the engineering profession in chemical engineering discipline. Okay, yes. So that's the newest and latest thing. The first announcement on this stage, okay? We are accredited by Council of Engineering Thailand, the only international program in engineering at Chulalongkorn University that get accredited, okay? The only one, okay? And we have a flexibility in our curriculum that the student can go and do academic exchange abroad for 1 semester without affecting the total period of staying at the program. And then our instructor, even though they are Thai, their English will be evaluated by the native speaker before they are allowed to teach, okay? And we also provide free textbook. Our curriculum is 4 years, 144 credits. The contents are here, so you can see that there's a chemical engineering core course that will teach you about chemical engineering basics. And we also have the elective courses that will teach you about the BCG economy. So the students need to choose their field study in the second year. There's a bioprocess engineering and then sustainable energy. So for the admission requirements, since we're running out of time, this facility is on the 10th floor of Building 4 in engineering. We have the lab, we have the classroom. For admission requirements, we require the scores in 3 categories. English score account for 20%, the math score account for 30%, and then science score account for 50%. Once you do that, we calculate the total score. Everyone who passes a minimum requirement will be called to get an interview. The interview is a pass-fail. So if you get higher than 50%, you pass. The interview does not affect the score or the ranking, okay? So this, you will learn at the booth. We have the booth right outside. And then this is student in action. So we usually have an orientation for the new students to get them registered as a new student. We also have a meet and greet with the faculty member. For this, we only have 2 batches of students, okay? We are a new program, okay? So this is for this year. So we have the actually meet and greet with the second year and first year. They have the activity together, okay? We also participate in the extracurricular activities in the university and also in the Faculty of Engineering, okay? And we also play a lot of sports, apparently, yes. So we have a football captain at the engineering team, and we have basketball player, we have ping pong player, badminton player, okay? Scholarship, tuitions is the same, pretty much the same for all the international programs, so I'm gonna skip that, but we also offer the scholarships, okay? Scholarship is merit-based, so the top 2 students of each class will get 100% waiver of the program fee. not the tuition fee, okay? Tuition fee we must always pay to the university, the program fee. And rank 3 to 6, you get 50% waiver, okay? That's for the Thai student. And this will be evaluated every semester. So the ranking will change every semester, okay? So that encourages competition, okay? And for non-Thai student, I'm not sure if there's non-Thai student here. We offer 4 scholarships for that will cover the tuition fee, program fees, the health insurance for 4 years of study, and also 2 one-way plane ticket between your home country and Bangkok. But you must maintain the GPAX of 2.75. Okay. And this is a period for application. There's early admission rounds for 40 students in November till December, and then the second round for 5 students. Okay. For non-Thais down here, we want 10 non-Thai students. So if you're non-Thai interested in engineering, come talk to me right outside. Okay. And that's it. So, okay, I wrapped it up in time. This is all our contact information. You can, I think the best way will be email, okay? I personally answered the email myself. So if you email the chpe@julia@ac.th, I'll get to read your email and answer it personally, okay? And then there's a website and there's a Facebook and websites for the whole department, but there are subsections that belongs to the international program. And then we have the booth right outside. If you have questions, stop by and ask me or ask other students. There are students too. And then we will be participating in the open house at engineering and on Saturday, November 11th. Okay? So if you missed today or you want more information, come see us on Saturday, November 11th. More information will be given by Ajahn Pimpon from ISE later. Okay, thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you to Dr. Akhawat Sirisuk for the presentation on chemical and process engineering. What a very popular program in the engineering faculty, isn't it? And if you've missed it or if you'd like more information, don't forget the open house on the 11th of November.
Absolutely, a fairly new but growing strong program from the Faculty of Engineering. And also, today we have yet another presentation from the Faculty of Engineering as well. This time will be the International School of Engineering, or also known as ISE. So, the next up, I welcome to the stage Dr. Pitakhpong Rattanakrai Khanakon, คุณ ณัฐพล คุปเสถียรวงศ์ คุณ มาซา อเดลิฟา คุณ พันประพร สะอาดล้วน Assistant Professor Dr. Pimpon Ponpet, and คุณ ธนาริศ ตรีมหาฤกษ์ as moderator to the stage. Please welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thanarit Tri Maharuk. I am a second-year student from ICE program, and I will be the moderator for this session. Firstly, please let me introduce our representatives from ISE. First, Dr. Pitakhpong Rattanakrai Khanakon, Aero alumnus, Faculty of Engineering lecturer and ex-president of Chulalongkorn University American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics Student Society. Mr. Nathapol Kupsatianwong, or Kun Neil, Nano alumnus, founder and CEO of Prime Nanotechnology. Ms. Panpapon Saat Luan, or Nampet, a third-year student from ICE, current president of the ISE Student Committee and president of junior students. Ms. Masa Adelifa, or Laura, second-year student from Robotics and AI, owner of YouTube channel My Diary 2825. Without further ado, let's get to the questions. Please share your experience from being an ISE student. How was the student life, the class environment, and our professors?
So it was like 15 years after I graduated from nanotechnology from ISE. And back at the day, there's like a good class in nanotechnology. We are like at the time, we are the only first and the only one curriculum that deals with nanotechnology in Thailand. And I'm not sure about now, but I think like the curriculum that has built so far is very strong, and the class environment is very good. And the professors, we have like international professors coupled with like professors from like engineering, from chemistry, from materials, from polymer, and that's built up the course that we studied at the time. And I think that right now, at the time, that the course has been far and far more stronger than 15 years ago that I was here. So I think like the course will be like beneficial to all of you students that are interested in nanotechnology.
Hello, hi. So in terms of my experience, first of all, I graduated for more than 12 years now. So I went to several countries doing my master degree and PhD. And then at the moment, I'm back here at my root at Faculty of Engineering. I'm a lecturer there. So in terms of my experience, I think so far my experience as the ISE has been the best in my life. For sure, the Faculty of Engineering has the best facility, the best laboratory space, the best type of collaboration and support in Thailand. But what really captured my interest when I was here was the people that you're surrounded by. You know, I can guarantee you that once you get into Chulalongkorn University, especially Faculty of Engineering, you'll be surrounded by people who are always better than you. Even now, I'm back here as a lecturer. I'm still working with people that are better than me, and that is the most important experience that kind of shape who I am and gonna keep on shaping who I will be in the future.
So speaking from I'm currently in third year student, and my student life was dynamic and filled with a lot of exciting activities all the time. And it is true that I feel like I always surrounded by smart people and ambitious like individuals all the time, which inspired me to push myself further continuously. But even though everyone's so good in academic, but we still have supportive environment. Like if you don't know something, there are a lot of people out there willing to help you all the time. And also we are such a big faculty, so we have many activity all year round. Like every month you can choose like which activity you want to join, you want to attend. And for me, I think ISE community and ISE environment is truly like work hard and play hard environment.
So I'm Laura again, and I'm an international student, and my experience here have been very friendly. I remember that when I came here for freshman orientations on 11th of July, 2022, I was so scared because I was like, I don't know any Thai, and like everyone are Thai in the class. Like no one looked foreigner. I was the only one, and I was like so scared that I wasn't able to make friends and get along, and maybe they were not willing to offer help, but no worries at all. They are so friendly. They offered me a lot of help, and that's when I was like, that was the day that I decided to make my YouTube channel, because I wanted to remember these days of my life, all the experiences I have, and also like, although the education is like hard and it's not easy to do, because Chula is the best university and ISE like is a very great faculty inside Chula, but there is a lot of supportive people and supportive environment. Even as an international student, they're always willing to offer help, and everyone speaks fluent English so you can understand everything. So my experience is pretty brilliant.
Thank you. For the next questions, apart from the academic side of ISE, we have many activities which you could join. Did you join any student clubs or participate in any activities?
Yes, as a student, I attend like extracurricular. There's like a freshman sport activities when you come in, and I was in the fencing club, and there's a lot of like football competition between like engineer. We call engineer as like engineering faculties, and we have like football games. I think like every weeks, and apart from as a student, I actually, since I like work in also like alumni association. So we also have like extracurricular club for students, for example, in innovation, in startup, because I worked as a like spin-off company and startup company. And also my friends and also my senior came back to the faculties and contribute to like startup events, for example, hackathons, and also like co-working space, and also like showing up students like the experience and like for example, pitching competitions for startup and to get some funding and some investment from the VC. So we actually provide that kind of thing apart from the curriculum that we provide.
Yeah, I totally agree. In terms of club, well, my experience, the quick answer is yes, I do join engineering clubs. Actually, me and my friend, we were among the first to establish the aircraft design team here at the faculty. But the more important than joining the club is that you can actually establish your own club. So here at Chula Engineering, we really encourage students to be innovative and pursue their passion. And that is more than just gaining knowledge from here. So a couple of years back, there were a group of students who want to develop a rocket, which was like a bit far-fetched at that time, right? But then they came to us and said, we want to make a rocket. Then the faculty said, okay, we're going to support your dream, no matter how far-fetched that is, based on the social context in Thailand. So at the moment, and the team actually got supported and went to the competition and won a prize at the international competition in the United States. So there are the thing that you can do in terms of student club or innovation that you want to make is pretty much, the possibility is endless. And the faculty is willing to support this. So I think that's important. You can actually pursue anything that you want here.
So right now, I think Faculty of Engineering or ISE, we have a lot of clubs, both in sport and academic. So I'm currently joining volleyball club. It's really fun and a lot of friends, both from international schools and Thai program. And we have 5 majors in ISE. So each major kind of have like their own clubs, like Aero, they have CUHA doing something about rocket. At me, they have Curry doing something about car and Formula One. But even though you are from like different major, but you can still like, if you are in ICE, but you're interested in rocket, you can still join CUHA. So I think a lot of club open opportunity for everyone to, go there and learn new things, try to do whatever you want to try, and there are always a space for everyone in ISE.
Well, personally, first year was a very busy year for me, so I was not able to join any clubs in the first year because I had to get used to studying and the exams, but this year it's way better. I was able to join Design for Thailand Club, and I wanted to join something that is not academic, so I can just have a little fun. And there is like many clubs offered in Chula overall, and they all accept internationals except for some of them. And they're really fun to join, and not depending on your major, you can join any club that you enjoy and experience whatever you want to experience.
Okay, our next question is for our alumni. Looking back, what do you think about the program that you joined in ISE, and how did it impact your life and make who you are today?
Okay, so like for me, it's like totally changed my life because right now I'm still working with nanotechnologies, and I think like there's like a limited number of people here in Thailand that knows about like nanotechnologies, what it actually is. So if you heard the news, right now, last 2 weeks there are like Nobel Awards, and in the term of chemistry, it is quantum dots. And back to like 10 years ago, there's another Nobel Prize relating to nanotechnology, which is graphene. And studying here at ISC, so give me and also you in the future the first-hand experience working with like cutting edge and advanced nanomaterials such as like graphene and quantum dots. And this revolutionized our every like normal life. Your mobile phone, your consumer product that you use today, everything has like nanotechnology inside that, and most people do not know about that. And that is like what the course and also the internship and also the many things like the professor has given me and also my classmate about like that knowledge, that expertise, that lab experience, and also the connections that has built me today. So it is one of my like best decision of my life attend like Nano.
Yeah, I think the academic side here is certainly really strong, and I totally agree with you on that. But I would touch on more the extracurricular activity side, which for me was the biggest part that really shaped who I am. And I think this kind of thing, it cannot be easily be done and well supported if you're not into like, I mean, especially at the ISE, we have this big support system. So I really like drones since I was young, like when I was like 12. And you could imagine when I was 12 years ago, so that's like 20, 25 years ago, drone technology didn't even exist to the majority of people. And then when I got to Chula, I said, I want to do aerospace, but then more than that, I want to do drone design and technology. So I proposed this to the director of the International School of Engineering back then, and he was like, sure, just do it, we'll support you. And then every place that I go in the faculty to get support, every door was open for me. If I want to study about aerodynamics, go to wind tunnel laboratory, I was welcome. If I want to go to the material section, I was welcome. If I want to go to the control section, I was welcome. And I think that's extremely strong, right? I mean, that would shape you to allow you to discover the full potential that you actually have inside. So I think that's the key strength of the ISE, and I think that's the thing that really shaped who I am today.
Thank you for your answers. Next question is also for the alumni. When you were in ISE, did you have any opportunity for internship or a chance to study abroad?
Like the internship, during my time, like most of my friends went abroad. ISE has like a lot of collaboration with many universities around the world, and so many of my friends went there. But to me, I choose to intern here at Chulalongkorn University, which it is one of the moment that changed my life. I work with the lab that actually create Pao Silver Nano. Like many of you have heard of Silver Nano in Pao, the detergent one. And I was at the time in the team that actually first developed it, and that is like my valuable internship experience to me. And also there's like any working with that lab has like contribute me to like another funding opportunity from like there's a NASDA and NICT that provide you with the funding, and that comes with the internship after the internship. So I think it's not only the project that you complete in the like first year, but it continues to creating much more impact that provide you with like the expertise, the knowledge, and everything.
Yeah, I'm glad that you ask us about internship and an exchange program, because I think that is one of the key strengths that we have at the ISE, is the ability for us to reach out to the international stage, international organizations. So every year we send students abroad to do internship program at university laboratory outside of Thailand, such as the one in the United States, University of Maryland, for example, IPSA, several universities in Europe, some few universities in Japan. So we do have this type of international opportunity for students, especially and when we talk about exchange, it's even more interesting because every year we have lots of inbound and outbound exchange from France, United States, mainland Europe, Singapore. I think last academic year, there were like 30 or 40 exchange students that we supported. For example, they go to like IPSA, Toulouse, of Maryland, Dartmouth, University of somewhere in Japan. Sorry, I don't remember the name exactly. But there are a lot of exchange opportunities. So the list of university and collaboration that we're having keep on growing, especially towards the industrial sector as well. Like last year, we have a big collaboration with a company called AirCap, which is one of the largest aircraft leasing company in the world, extremely famous, equivalent to Boeing and Airbus. And they gave scholarship to our students, a lot of scholarship, and then also accept internship students, and also at the end accept our students to do a full-time job with them. And this is just one of many examples that we have.
Okay, now when it comes to students who are starting at ISE, there's not only Thai students, but many international students as well. So, could Laura, how was your experience as an international student at ISE? What was your motivation to come study here?
Well, my experience is pretty great, as I told you before. When I came here, I was so scared because I don't know any Thai, and I was like very scared that although this is an international program, but maybe I was like not able to communicate that easily. But actually, it's not like that. People here are very friendly, and they're willing to support and share whatever they know. So you'll never face any problem as an international student. And like any clubs, anything that you want to do, there is a section for it that internationals can join as well, and just join the activities and do whatever they want. And as a student, like I'm in the second year right now, and education on general, it's very effective. I can like communicate with my professors, and I can ask some questions, and everything is pretty normal. And yeah, my experience is great. And also, studying is hard in general. It's just because I came here from like a different background, from a different high school, and I think all international students face this because the education system in your country may be different from what you will experience here. So you spend like about like a year or 6 months, first semester maybe, to get along with how they teach and how the examinations will go. And after you get used to it, it's just a roller, you just go around, that's it.
Okay, now let's get to how students after they graduate from ISE, what will they do and how would they do? So let's ask our alumni, what do you foresee about aero and nano programs and the future of our graduates?
Right, so in terms of, we're talking about aero and nano quite a lot here. So these type of disciplines are considered to be within the deep tech field, right? And this is one of the most exciting time to be in for this type of work. And especially now the world's open up, there's no limitation that you just have to stay in Thailand after you graduate. There's a lot of opportunity in Thailand, but also you can go abroad, continue your study with the degree that you have, and or join an international company to do this type of deep technology, deep technology and innovations. So, you know, at the moment, for example, we have students who graduated from us working towards their PhD degree and now getting a green card doing defense. So I'm saying that the ISE will only be just the beginning of your long journey in this deep technology field. So I would encourage you that you know, you have to look at what you want to study needs to be something that you can stay with for a long time if you want to really succeed in this field, because it will take quite a long time even after you graduate from the ISE to really find your way. But this is going to be a major stepping stones for you that would open doors to all the international organizations, universities. We're quite well known now. We're quite recognized now by several companies, even in the Southeast Asia regions. So I think the prospect is very good, especially in aerospace. Let me touch on aerospace a bit. The technology now has changed from large airplane to a much smaller scale technology such as drone or even sounding rocket that you don't need to you don't need to be in a big company in order to make an airplane anymore. There are drone company, a lot of drone startup, well established now, even in Thailand, that you can join afterwards, or you can even try starting your own company, because what you will get from here is the ability to innovate, ability to design and develop products by yourself.
Yeah, I'm glad that you bring like the deep tech thing. It is like one of like the breakthrough in the current era of like technologies, and nano is one of the field that is required in order for like Apple, for like the major tech company to build their innovations they require nanotechnology, that they require this kind of disciplines. And starting from here, you can go, for example, me, I graduated from ISC, and then I went to study master degree in the US. And many of my friends study in Japan, in the US, in Europe. Many of them, including me, still works in nanotechnology, and what we works has contributed to the advancement of the field. So I think this is one of the good stepping stone.
Yeah, if I were to add a little bit into that, there's actually, at the moment, one of the nano students who graduated about 8 years ago, finished his study at Yale's University in the United States, and then got a PhD, and now employed by NASA. So he's actually from here. His root is actually from here, but now he works as a technologist in NASA. So there's no limit to where you can go after this, actually.
Yeah, and one of my friends is like actually working as a head of research for like one of the biggest pharmaceutical company in the US. And yeah, I think like this is one of like the ISE, not only Nano, like Aero and IS and ATME, we are like at the kind of like the turning of like history. If you would like to going into the world of innovation, this is like this is a good place to go.
We have learned about ISE and the life of our students here. Now let's get to how you can improve your application to our faculty. So as we know, Laura applied here using her portfolio. So we'd like to know if you have any recommendations for how students can prepare their applications or portfolios.
So first up, when I tried to apply, I was a little lost because I didn't know where to start. But now I'm telling you that everything you need to know about like all types of applying in Chula, which I applied through portfolio option, it's in their website, so you can like look at the applications and all the requirements they need for the portfolio option, and they guide you step by step where do you need to apply and how exactly you need to fill in the form. And there's actually a sample form inside the website that you can look at about like how exactly you need to fill in and what you need to put. And there's some like before steps for especially for international students. They need to get an equivalency for their transcripts in a format that Chula accepts and ISE is okay with. And this is a step that comes before you want to apply. So you need to go again over the website, everything, they have brochures and all the posters about that in the website, and you can go check that out. And if you had any problems, like there is an email in the, again, ISE website. They're very responsive, so don't worry at all. They'll figure it out and they'll help you out if there's, like sometimes there are some technical issues with the website when you want to apply, and you just email them and they are very quick at responding. And as soon as you start applying on time, you never get lost.
Okay, now, Kun Ampet, do you have any recommendations or tips on how to apply using test scores?
So I actually applied to ISE using test score. I think during my time of applying, the criteria have changed a lot. So my recommendations would be like how to prepare yourself for taking a test and exam. First, I think you guys should research on faculty and understand the requirements, like which score, which requirement that the faculty need. And the period of preparing myself, I think the first thing that I do is that I looking back at myself and taking data for myself, like which subject I'm good at, which subject I still need to working on it. And then don't forget to, open up the calendar and then set your deadline. Like back then, I think like, oh, I'm still need to improve a lot in my physics. So I think I'm gonna take like the first 2 months to study it, and then the next month I'm gonna study mathematics. Something just like that. It's really help you just like, try to set a deadline for everything that you do. And then you can keep track like how much you have to do, or how to, if something doesn't work with your plan, so you still have time to fix according to your deadline that you set. And don't forget to reminder about the submission deadline and try to finish your applications like before the submission day, about like 2 to 3 days in case of anything, in case of emergency, so you still have time to fix it. So that is my recommendation.
Okay, finally, do you have anything you would like to say to our audience today?
To me, it's like go back 18 years ago when I was like in the admission period. I don't even know what nano actually is. At the time, there is no nano product in the market. So it was like, I don't know what I think at the time, but yeah, I enrolled here and I study here. But what I would like to tell you is that don't worry that much about like the job opportunities here in Thailand. Whether like you graduate from nano and will there be any work for you? You are like a global citizen right now, and ISE will provide you with like the knowledge, the experience, and the expertise, and also the connections for you to become one of the global citizens that is actually good at innovation. So and apart from that, Jula, not only ISE, but Jula, we have like many supportive environment. I'm not sure that in the earlier like of this like today even they have talked about like CU Innovation Club. We have like innovation club here in Chulalongkorn University, one of the very biggest one in Southeast Asia. And I and my company actually got some big funding from Chulalongkorn University Innovation Hub, and that actually kind of like built my startup from zero to today. And not what I would like to tell you is that not only the course, but the environment, your friend, your colleague, your professors, your opportunities, everything here will change your life. So that is my key takeaway for you. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So for me, a general advice to high school students who looking to start their application is, first of all, find something that you're really interested in. Really look deep inside you of what you want to do, because if you want to be good at something, you got to do what you love and also do it for a long time, and that's a must. So do what you love and do it for a long time. And definitely, if you like challenge, if you like difficult stuff, if you like getting grilled by professors and challenge yourself and take yourself to the next level, I would like to invite you to join the ISE, because that's what we do here. You will feel that you will feel the experience that you've never experienced before. But at the same time, you will find that you are allowed and encouraged even to pursue your dream here, and we will support you for that. And we would like to have all the brightest. The thing, if you come here, you will find yourself among the brightest. And when you work with the brightest, you will be able to innovate and develop something that you never think of before. You will find deeper in yourself that you have more potential than you have. So I wish you best of luck, and I hope to see some of you here soon.
So for me, I think since the first day I got into ISE, I never regret my decisions. I have to say that in present day, innovation technologies are in our daily life, and studying as an engineering student, I feel like we can correlate our knowledge to many fields for like job opportunity or career path in the futures. And also, I think ISE is have a very good like community, supportive friends, supportive alumni. We have a very strong connections between current student and alumni, which give me a lot of opportunity for like job and internship. So finally, I just want to say, like, no matter who you are, ISEs will always have space for everyone.
I would just like to say, as an international, just stay positive and be open to new experiences. I'm sure ISE has a lot to offer and will be a lot of fun if you're willing to give it a go. And you'll experience a lot of cultural difference and a lot of diversity, and it will be very fun for you if you get in.
Okay, Unfortunately, we need to wrap up this session now. We hope that all of you enjoyed this session as much as I did and have learned a thing or two about life at ISE. I would like to thank every representative for their valuable insights and intriguing stories. Next, I would like to invite ISE Deputy Director of Student Affairs and Public Relations to give a detailed overview of our programs and admission process. Please welcome Assistant Professor Dr. Pimpon Ponpet.
Okay ค่ะ Okay, so สวัสดี all นะคะ I'm Pimpon Ponpet นะคะ I'm the rep for the International School of Engineering or ISE today. So at ISE we have 5 cutting-edge engineering programs to offer to the students. So we have aerospace engineering or aero. We have automotive design, manufacturing and electric vehicle engineering or ADMIV. We have nano bioengineering or nano. We have ICE, the information and communication engineering. And we have the newest program at ISE is the robotics and AI or the robotics and artificial intelligence engineering. So if you would like to learn more about the detail of each program, I would like to invite you to our open house, which will be held on the 11th of November, about 2 weeks from now on Saturday. So at the open house, you will learn all the program, including CHPE from the Chemical Engineering Department in the very detailed description. And also you will get to see what our students do in the class and all the invention of our students. You know, they will bring all the inventions to the open house on the November 11th. So I would like to invite you all to join us at the open house. So beside the intensive courses, here at ISE and also the Faculty of Engineering and the CHPE, we have world-class facility to support the student in the learning process. So at ISE, we have the International Hub. The International Hub actually, there to help all the engineering students, both the international and the Thai program. And also for the international student, they can come here, get advice on the visa extension, or even the Thai student, they come here, get advice on the visa application for going study abroad and whatnot. And also, if you have any question on class registration or anything, you can come to the InterHub, and get help from our staff. And also, we have several the workspace or co-working space, so students, can do their homework, study for the final exams, or have the brainstorming for the project. And we have the working space, both at the Faculty of Engineering on this side of the campus and also on the other side of the campus, across from the Payathai Road, just right next to the National Stadium BTS. And also for all of our programs, we have the labs for all the 5 programs fully equipped with sophisticated instruments. So the instruments in the lab, not only for the courses for the undergrad level, the student can actually use the instrument in the lab, for very intense research work. So that's why we have some of the students join the research team, work with the grad student, the PhD student, and actually can get their research published in a very high-ranking interjournal. Okay, and for the nano wet lab, dry lab, ADME, and AI labs, and we also have the aero labs. And here at the ISE, so outside the classroom, our students are also very active. We have a very strong student community. So for example, the student community here at ISE, we have CU HAR community, or the CU HAR club, or the Chulalongkorn High Altitude Research. So for this club, the student will work on the design and construction of the rockets and also the satellites. And the invention from this club, they actually send it to the competition in one of the biggest rocket competition in the world, in the US. And since the first time they entered the competition, they got the runner-up for the Innovative Design Award. Or the KETA team. So for the KETA team, the student project actually from the internship. So in this project, student invents the food system, the sustainable food system for the astronauts. And they send the work for the competition arranged by NASA. And they actually got selected. Only one of the few teams from the whole world got selected to pass the first round into the further round for the competition. And also for the robotics AI engineering students. So we have the EIC club for the student can join. So in this club, students would design, build a robot and send it for the competition. For example, here they attend the RoboCop at home competition. So in the RoboCop at home, they would build a robot that for the household use. So the robot can maybe take care of the elders, or help the family host the party, take care of the guest. So from the student invention, they got the second place, from the second place of the world from the RoboCup at home competition 2 years ago. And also the student here at IC, for all program, actually they got to do a lot of projects, especially for the robotics AI engineering students. You get to do the project since the first year that you enter the program. You will get to build your own robots. And besides building the robots from the project for the class, you will get to join some activity, for example, during the COVID time. So this is our first or second year student from the robotics AI engineering, help building the robot to help the doctor or the healthcare worker, treating the patient during the COVID pandemic. Okay, and for the nano engineering students, they're very active in researching. So this one of the work from our undergrad student was a part of it. So they joined the research team, led by our own faculty member. So here, they invent the biosensor, is zinc oxide nanorod. So this sensor, what it can do, it can detect diabetes, using the breath. So you don't need to use the needle to puncture the finger, so it's painless, no pain. So yeah, so this one of the invention of our undergrad student here. So it got published on tier 1 interjournal. So it's top 10 interjournal of the world in the field. And ADME-V students. So ADME-V student, we have CU Racing Electric Club. So here, students will invent the formula car, but it's not just the typical formula car. It's 100% electric. Okay, so it's run by electric. So they invent the formula car from scratch, until it can run and send it to the competition. And also, we have the CAS competition is national, and also annual. In Kenya, CAS competition. This one is hosted by I students and robotics AI engineering students. So for this event, students would try to find sustainable engineering solution for business cases. Okay, so we also have collaboration with Erasmus program, to build the electric drive lab training center for the student, to use in their work and research. And let's see, the future of our graduates. So quite a few actually of our graduates, will become entrepreneur, will own their own startup company. For example, Viabus, it got selected by the Forbes magazine to be only 1 in the 30, the most successful entrepreneur in Asia. And other startup companies, Prime Nano, is our guest today. He owned the Prime Nano, and also Edison Motor. This one is electric motorcycle by our alumni, and all the alumni, they help, they participate in student project a lot, and also, this application for the automobile checkup. And besides the startup company, some of the students decide to go further for the grad school or for the company, and most of them will go to very profound university or the big company around the world. Okay, so also the exchange opportunity, exchange program opportunity, and the internship. We have a lot of opportunity. And the advantage is that since we have a lot of partners, if you go exchange with university in our partnership, you get to pay the Thai tuition here at Chula, instead of very high tuition abroad. So lastly, I'm going to have to skip quite a lot of slides. But here, this information, you will see it again if you come to the ISE the Faculty of Engineering Open House, November 11. All of this you will see in the very detailed information. So if you want to get any most updated information about the ISE, please check out our website. Or if you have any question, send us message to Facebook or send email. And last but not least, I would like to welcome you all again to join us at our open house in 2 weeks from now on Saturday. So both ISE and the CHPE will be at the event. And we will have a lot of invention from the students to show you too. Okay, thank you for the opportunity today.
Thank you very much. And that was Assistant Professor Dr. Pimpon Ponpet, one of our representatives from the program of International School of Engineering. So thank you, as well as our panelists from the program as well, who gave us an inside look into the huge and very, very popular faculty. So once again, if any of you are interested, you can check out their dedicated exhibition right there. Or you can find them again at their open house event in the next 2 weeks.
And up next is the Faculty of Psychology, another popular faculty within the university, also popularly known as JIP. Please welcome our speaker today, Mr. Kantapong Jantarapikun.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if I ask you to imagine the environment of our planet Earth billion years ago, how would it look like? Well, you might say things like, oh, there must be full of trees, something like this. So this might be how the world billion years ago looked like. But my question is, just only billion years, how could the world transform from this into this? Who has made this change? Surely, it's not the ruler of the jungle like lion. It's not the fastest animal like cheetah. But it's actually the most intelligent species that has transformed the world full of dangers into the world full of advanced civilizations. And yes, I'm talking about human. Among million species on Earth, human is the only species that could change the world in so many aspects. And this is because of the intelligence derived from the gift that nature has given us since the birth of humanity. But what if I told you that that gift is just a jelly-like organ, which is so small that could fit inside our skull? How amazing you think it would be. And now, I'm sure you know what organ I'm talking about. It's the brain. Our brain is so small, but it could bring huge change to the humanity. It could produce a thought to strategic event in history, or think about the science principle that greatly benefit mankind. It could invent powerful weapons to exterminate humanity, or advanced technological devices that facilitate our species. It could make someone be extremely successful, or make someone end up with failure. So who would expect that these things result from the very small organ inside our skull? So many questions might come to your mind like, hey, how does our brain actually function? How does it influence our body? Why do humans behave this way? So if you are curious about these, you might be interested in what I call psychology, the study of human mind and behavior. In the past few years, psychology has gained higher popularity in Thailand, but Chula is the only university that has international program for psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in psychology, you wanna looking for an international program to study, or looking forward to obtaining profound knowledge and valuable experience, I would like to introduce you JIP. My name is Kon Mek. I'm the representative from JIP. And in my presentation, I'll talk about JIP, like what it is, what you will obtain, the life at JIP, or the subjects we study. And then I'll briefly talk about the career path before moving on to my second point, which is the tuition and scholarship. And lastly, the application details. So now let's start with what JIP is. JIP stands for Joint International Psychology Program. And the reason we have the word joint is because our program cooperates with the School of Psychology in the University of Queensland in Australia. So JIP students will spend their first 2 years, 4 semesters, at Chula, and then spend 3 semesters at the University of Queensland, or UQ, and spend the very last semesters at Chula. So now, many people hearing this might say, wow, this is so amazing. But, you know, I'm still not sure whether it's a good idea to study psychology in Australia or not. Now, before I explain that, let me tell you a story. It's a story of a boy who has the lightning scar on his forehead. And in the beginning, he was living with people with no magic ability called the Muggles family. Anyone has an idea who I'm talking about? Shout it out. Shout it out. Yes, Harry. Hey, yes, Harry Potter. I'm talking about Harry Potter. For those who have not finished reading Harry Potter yet, don't worry, because I will not spoil you the whole story. And I will also adjust the original story a little bit to make it fit with my presentation. So now, let's begin. So Harry Potter was a boy who was interested in magic. In the beginning, he was living with parents with no magic ability called Muggles family. So Harry wanted to learn magic, but there was no school in the Muggles world that really taught magic. So the best thing Harry could do was learning magic spell in a library. And as time goes by, Harry had knowledge about magic spell to a certain level. So he kind of got an idea of what magic spell is, how to use it, how to ride a broom, and many more. But still, there was not enough for Harry. One day, while he was sitting alone in a library, he received a letter from an owl, and it was a letter inviting him to the school of wizard called Hogwarts. So Harry was so excited. So he packed his belongings and then traveled to the Hogwarts on the next morning. And by the time Harry arrived at Hogwarts, he realized that he was in a really weird place. Hogwarts had many ghosts floating around. Some of them loved to tease students, some of them loved to punish students. The pictures on the walls were always moving. And many more strange things completely different from the Muggles world. So it was really challenging for Harry to adapt to the new environment. But good news was, Harry met a roommate called Ron. Ron was a friend who was familiar with Hogwarts and often helped Harry adapt to the new place. And as time goes by, Harry gradually became familiar with the cultures in Hogwarts. And then, because of the help from Ron, Ron became Harry's first best friend. And at Hogwarts, there are a lot of fun subjects about magic. And each subject provided good tools and equipment to study magic. For example, this is a room for taking the divination class. So you can see a lot of marbles, teacups, or textbook, etc. Or this is a room for taking the potion class. Like you can see the materials around there. Moreover, Hogwarts students also have hands-on experience of interacting with magical creatures in Care of Magical Creatures class. So Harry was like, wow, this is a perfect place to study magic. It has everything that is lacking in the Muggles world. And also, Harry found his talent in riding a broom. But the subjects that Harry and Ron did poorly was the potion class. But fortunately, Harry met a smart girl called Hermione. She did well at every subject, but she was not really good at riding a broom. Because of this, Harry helped Hermione in riding a broom, and Hermione also helped Harry and Ron in potion class in exchange. And as a result, Harry, Ron, and Hermione became best friends from then on. These three kids continued studying at Hogwarts until the last semester, and for many years they had gone through a lot of challenges, such as defeating the demon basilisk, confronting the prisoner of Azkaban, Sirius Black, or fighting against the Dark Lord Voldemort, and many more. And in graduation ceremony, they earned a magic degree from Hogwarts. And before returning to the Muggles world, Harry looked at the certification in his hand, looked at the smiling face of Ron, Hermione, and other classmates, and then he realized that Hogwarts gave him a lot of valuable experience, knowledge, skills, friendships. And finally, Harry left Hogwarts with a beautiful smile and tears of joy on his face. This is the end of the story. Raise your hand if you want to visit Hogwarts. Can I see some hands? Now, for those who are raising hands, what if I told you that going to study at Hogwarts is similar to going to study at UQ? Now, let me go slowly. You want to learn psychology. So if you were JIP students, you would have you will learn psychology about basic thing about psychology at Chula, and then those basic stuff you learn at Chula will be used at UQ at deeper level. Same as Harry in the beginning, he really wanted to learn magic, but the best thing he could do was learning the magic spell in a library until he understood about magic to a certain level, and then he went to Hogwarts to study at deeper level. The School of Psychology in the University of Queensland is widely known for neuroscience. So, same as Hogwarts is widely known for magic. So, studying at JIP, what you would obtain are, first, strong foundational knowledge in psychology, especially neuroscience. What else? UQ provides you good tools and equipment to study psychology, such as the brain scan tools or fMRI scan, EEG, hands-on experience. Same as Hogwarts, having good tools and equipment to support your learning, such as in divination class, potion class, like care of magical creatures class. Next, studying abroad requires a lot of effort. And so you'll learn to adapt to the new environment and do everything by yourself. Same as Harry when first arrived at Hogwarts. He had to adapt to the new environment and do everything by himself. So what you would obtain is the adaptability skills. Next, you'll surely meet a lot of Australian friends who also study at UQ. So, same as Harry, who developed friendships with Ron, Hermione, and other classmates. So in other words, your connection will become wider by going study abroad. Next, dual degree. Studying at JIP will give you dual degrees, one from Chula and one from the UQ. Same as Harry got 2 degrees, one from the Muggles world and one from the Hogwarts. And lastly, going to UQ will give you a lot of valuable experience, same as Harry's memorable experience from Hogwarts. But please note that you will not only receive the unique experience from UQ, but you will also have it from Hogwarts. No, I mean Chula as well. So these are the things you would obtain from JIP. And now, many people might ask me like, hey, do you study only neuroscience? The answer is no. Actually, you will also study psychology in other fields as well. So let's explore what we study each year exactly. And you guys can take a photo of this because I'll go fast. In the first year, you gotta study many fields of psychology such as developmental psychology, counseling psychology, social psychology, and other related subjects such as statistics, research to methodology, or essential English. And now, for the second year, the content will become deeper. So now, you study subjects such as biopsychology, intro to cognition, IO psychology or applied psychology. And then those two, in the first 2 years, as I mentioned, the content you learn in the first 2 years will serve as strong foundational knowledge before you go to UQ, so that when you go to UQ, these are the courses you have to take. In the first half and in the second half, the content will become much deeper. I mean, in JIP, we also study other fields of psychology, but we just put higher weight on neuroscience, especially when we go to UQ. And so now, in the fourth year is like integrating or applying everything you learned from the first 3 years in 4 years. So now, as you can see, in the first half, you're still in Australia, and in the second half, you are now in Thailand. So now, these are the courses you have to take. And now, many people might ask me about this thing, life at JIP. Could you tell me how the life at JIP look like? Now, let's put it this way. To give you a better idea of how life at JIP is, imagine JIP is like a small cottage in a peaceful forest. And when you stepped inside a cottage, you can feel that the atmosphere inside is very cozy and warm, as if you were drinking a hot coffee and covering your body with your blanket during the winter season. And in every year, the members in the cottage can participate activities such as see you in the games, and there are some clubs for JIP students, and this is Psyche Music Clubs, and this is the atmosphere when we were taking the elective course, and and this is me over there. So in conclusion to this point, I would say JIP is like a small program, so the members are quite connected together. So this is how life at JIP looks like. Now, talking about career path. For the career path, can be divided into 2 types. The first type of career is like psychology-related careers, and the careers that apply psychology in their work. And now let's explore the psychology-related first. 2 steps. First, after you earn a bachelor degree, if you want to work as a psychologist or counseling psychologist, you must earn master degree or higher, and then you get a dream job. Now, there are some examples of the jobs in psychology, such as counseling psychology, but please note that you must earn the master degree first. Or next, you can be a lecturer, be our professors, but the condition is you have to earn the PhD. Or alternatively, you can work in a neuroscience works, and master degree is required. But for psychology that is not related psychology, application work, after you graduate, you earn the bachelor degree, and now you get the dream job. There's an English proverb called, where there's a will, there's a way. But I would change a little bit to, where there's a human, there's a psychology. And where there's a psychology, there's a job. There are plenty of jobs that you could apply psychology. For example, the popular job that you might see on the internet, human resource or HR. Or if you want to work as a YouTuber, you can still use psychology for your career. And this is the brief summary for for the career path. And next thing I'm going to talk about is our tuition fee, my second point. For the tuition fee, your 4 years in JIP are equivalent to 8 semesters. So where does 8 semesters come from? As I mentioned, you'll study four semesters at Chula first, and then in the very last semesters, you have another semester. In the very last semester, you'll come back at Chula, so that you'll study at Chula for 5 semesters, then plus 3 semesters at UQ, resulting in 8. Now, and the rate of tuition depends on whether you apply as a Thai student or as a non-Thai student. Now, let's explore the Thai first. For the Thai student, the big vertical rectangle you're seeing represents your 4 years at JIP. And now, for the small rectangle you're seeing, It represents your each semester. So there are eight small rectangles, so it means you have 8 semesters in total. And each semester for Thai student is 96,500 baht per semester. And please note that I have already included the 26,500 baht program fee. If you study for 5 semesters, the tuition becomes 482,500 baht, 5 semesters at Chula. And now for UQ, each semester is, it's really expensive, I know. 476,500 baht per semester, program fee included. If you study for 3 semesters, it's gonna be 1,429,500 baht, 3 semesters. So if you combine 3 semesters and 5 semesters together, if you wanna apply for JIP as a Thai student, parents could prepare the budget for 1,912,000 baht. In conclusion, total 8 semesters. And now, for non-Thai, same principle, but it's more expensive than Thai student. Each semester is 155,500 baht. And now for 5 semesters, it's gonna be 778,500 baht. And now from UQ, you can observe that the rate is exactly the same as for Thai students. So each semester is this way, and now for 3 semesters, it's gonna be 1,429,500 baht. If you combine 3 semesters at UQ and 5 semesters at Chula, if you wanna apply for JIP as a non-Thai student, parents could prepare the budget for 2,208,000 baht. Now, I understand that it's really expensive, right? Actually, when I was in high school, I was talking to my mom like, you know, Mom, I want to learn psychology, and JIP is really interesting, but the tuition fee is too expensive. So maybe I would choose the Thai program instead. My mom, she did not immediately respond to me. We were in silence for a moment. And after a while of moment, she finally spoke to me this word. You know, son, I see an importance in your education. Even it costs a lot, I would still pay for you to have high education in the path you dream for. But I was like, wow, thank you, Mom. But is it really worth spending? She said, if I had 2 million baht in my bank account, and if I were to choose between a luxurious car and the university experience, I would definitely go for the latter choice. And now, without my mom today, I would not have an opportunity to be the representative of JIP. A round of applause for my mom, please. A round of applause, please. Thank you. But good news, we have scholarship. We have scholarship. So what's the benefit of scholarship? Overall tuition is about 2 million. It is reduced to 1 million baht. So it's 50% cheaper, and you can read the details of our scholarship in our website. And now next thing I'm gonna talk about is the application. For the application, you got 2 choices. You have to choose one of these choices, track A and track B. Now, let's explore track A first. For track A, you have to choose one of these qualifications. First is the IB diploma with a minimum score of 35, or AB score with 78, minimum score of 78. But if you did not have the AP score, don't worry, we still have the track B. Now let's explore the track B. For track B, the principle is this way. You have to submit 2 types of tests. First is the English proficiency and the aptitude test. Next is you have to pick one from each, and then you'll end up having 2 tests. So one from the English proficiency and one from the academic aptitude test. And now you're ready for the submission. Now, let's explore the choices for the English proficiency test. There are 3 choices. Choose one of these. First, TOEFL internet based with a minimum score of 88. And please note that you also have to reach the minimum of 19 for listening, reading and speaking part, and 21 for writing. Second choice for the English proficiency test, IELTS with a minimum score of 6.5 and minimum of 6 in each sub-band. Third choice, CU-TEP with a minimum score of 104, not including speaking. Remember that you also have to submit the aptitude test, so there are two choices. First, SAT with a minimum of 1,100 or CU at 1,030. Now, to check your understanding, let's play a quick game. Suppose I wanted to apply for JIP and I submit these two tests. Is it acceptable? Yes, acceptable. What if I submit IELTS and SAT? Is it acceptable? Not. Yes, acceptable. But what if my academic aptitude test score did not meet the requirement, so that I decided to submit IELTS and CU-TEP instead because my English proficiency test reached the minimum? Could I do that? Unfortunately, it's a no. Remember that you have to pick one result from English proficiency test and one from the academic aptitude test. And both of them have to meet the minimum requirement, okay? I have talked about, in conclusions, I have talked about life at JIP, subjects learned, what you will obtain from JIP, the career path, the tuition fee and scholarship, and the application details. Before I leave the stage, our psychology professors have something to tell you. Let's see.
We are the representative professors from the Joint International Psychology Program at JIP.
We understand that it might be challenging for you to make a decision about your study plan.
However, we are really glad the number of students studying psychology is increasing every year.
To make your 4 years in the university memorable, JIP is another interesting choice for you.
JIP not only provides you with strong foundational knowledge in psychology, but you will also develop friendships, collaboration skills, and be kind and supportive professors.
You will also have the unique experience to study psychology at the University of Queensland, one of Australia's leading universities.
We hope that you're enjoying your time at high school, achieve your aims, and we hope to see you becoming a part of our JIP family.
Lovely. A round of applause for this, please. For our contact, if you have more questions, you can contact our line official account. We will provide you the QR code for you to scan, or Instagram, jipofficial.cu, or our Facebook page, psychologycu. But if you have more questions, like, does UQ have scholarship? I want to learn psychology, but I'm not that interested in neuroscience. How could I make the decision? Or how to prepare yourself for college? How was each subject? Could you tell me? You can visit us at our booth. Right now, here comes my conclusion. I hope you enjoy my presentation, and I hope to see some of you as a JIP student in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Kun Gantapong Jantarapikun, for the engaging presentation on the Faculty of Psychology, or more popularly known as JIP. Now, although this might sound challenging, I think it definitely is worth the opportunities and the in-real-life Hogwarts. Isn't that right, Shun?
Absolutely. And once again, thank you to Kun Gantapong. Great speaker. Very, very great presentation. Good job. So JIP, the Joint International Psychology Program, is yet another great choice if any of you are interested in the intensive education of psychology. You can check out their exhibition right there, or check out every single contact information they've got. And next up will be from the Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation with the Rising Star Program of Bachelor of Arts and Science in Integrated Innovation, also known as BASI. So please welcome to the stage Kun Sala Wieng Kau and Kun Napasakon Saheng. Please welcome.
Hello everyone again. Before we start our journey in BASI program, I would like to ask you guys some questions. Have you guys ever imagined yourself in the next 4 or 5 years from now on? Or your life after your graduation? What do you think you will be doing at that time? Anyone want to be a doctor? Or anyone want to be an engineering? Anyone? Okay, so how about these? Anyone want to be corporate transformer, entrepreneur, or an innovators? If you want to be one of these, what do you think it is necessary for you to achieve this goal before you graduate from your universities? So actually, we both help to list out some of the elements for you to understand what should be something that's necessary for you. So the first thing is the knowledge. Knowledge is kind of like the foundation for all the career path. The second thing is the skill. Why the knowledge will provide you about theoretical, the skill will provide you about the practical application. The third thing is the experience. Experience will teach you to learn from the mistake. You will get to gain more insight, and we also gain more insight for the best practice. For the mindset, the last thing. If you have the entrepreneurial mindset, it will be your advantage to learn and grow. So guess what? BASI have all of these elements there. So hello everyone once again. Welcome to BASI On Board. My name is Lemon. I'm the BASI 001 BASI alumni.
And myself, I'm Zen from BASI 004 year. So I'm currently studying in the second year in BASI in Chulalongkorn University. And now we'll take a deeper look and giving deeper insights about what we have available in BASI. So let's take a look at the courses in BASI in the overview first. If you look at the left-hand side, you will see that in the first year, you'll be exploring many core courses and also general education. Let's give you a brief overview first because we will look at this in more details later. So at the left-hand side, if you look at the white box, you will see core business, core technology, project as well, and also general education, allowing students to go outside of their faculties to explore and learn with other people. And also, if you are in second, third, and fourth year, you'll be looking at specializations on the right-hand side. So if you look at the right box, we have 3 tracks of specializations. So you can pick health and well-being. Second will be applied digital intelligence. And lastly, smart city and sustainable development. Okay, let's zoom in different years. So last year when I was in year 1, I'm a freshman, right? So I would call it an exploration stage. First, I was able to learn core business. So core business includes finance. It teaches you entrepreneurship mindset, teaching you to be ready to go outside to explore the real business world. And also secondly, I was also able to explore core technology courses as well, where I have to do coding, programming, and networking in the real Internet of Things. And also this is my favorite as well, Project Seed. In every year we have a project courses where students have to come up with their own project. It can be startup, SMEs, any products or anything or any pain point you want to solve in the current world. And lastly, general education, where you are allowed to go outside and then you go to explore other courses in Chula University. And next up, second year, I would say this is a tracking stage because you have to zoom in more of what you want to do. Like I told you, there's 3 things, right? First, health and well-being. And secondly, about digital intelligence. And lastly, also about smart city and sustainable development. Let's go into each detail a little bit. So first, health and well-being, right? In this path, you're able to explore more about human anatomy, how your hormone works, and how you can move. And also, we have food and drug technology classes where we are able to make our own product, food processing process. And I think it's very beneficial to you in daily life. Okay, second would be digital intelligence, where you look more into tech knowledge. So you look into more computer, coding, and Internet of Things. And lastly, smart city and sustainable development. We cannot deny the fact that we're living in the world where sustainability is very important. If you look at like many products in the market, there's like green label and everything turns to be more green, right? And Basai is giving you that opportunity to explore more in these fields. And right on the right-hand side, we're able to learn more about design group projects. So it builds up from year one. So you have like year one, which is project seed, right? In second year, we will continue that project where we have more mentors from different companies worthwhile.
Okay, since Sen already only in the second year, so I will take over from the third year onward. For on the third year, I will call it as a global stage, where you get to explore to the hands-on experience during the semester abroad program. So all of our students will have to spend one semester abroad. We have over 200 Chulalongkorn partner university that you can choose from. And then also, we also have our exclusive partner, for example, UC Berkeley, National University of Singapore, Kyushu University, or even the Queensland University of Technology that you can choose to study there for one semester. For the last year, I call this one as an integrated knowledge part, where you can use all the knowledge and skill and everything that you gain during the part 3 years or the element there to create one thing called capstone project that can create some impact for the social.
Okay, now we'll talk about the academic side already. Let's look at some activities we have in Basai. Let's look firstly into the activities inside Basai first. So if you look at the left-hand side on the right box there, we have Sairahat thing, right? So many people would actually ask me, like, Pisen, whether or not like Basai have Sairahat bonding events. I would say yes, we do have this connection between senior years and also junior years, like the Thai side as well. And we're very fun in terms of like, we go outside to have activities together. We have like group lunch or group dinner together. Secondly, we have Basai Camp and Rap Nong as well. And it's getting better since the COVID time. We're planning to make this more better and also more connected between senior years and junior years because we've opened for only 5 years only, right? So we're expanding this network to be more close and be more connected. And this is our special highlight. We have CEO talks as well, where we will bring in CEOs from different companies worldwide to come to our faculty and give their insights and also share their personal experience from what they face in the World Challenge. And here as well, I really recommend Inside Playground, which is a camp where students from Mathayom 4 to 6, so grade 10 to 12, you can come and then you can explore more about Basai. Being like one day in Basai, for example, to see and to taste what it feels like to be a Basai student. So I really encourage that for many people who are still in grade 10 to grade 12. And also sports team. To be honest, Basai is very competitive in like terms of like sports because we fight with our best because we don't have that much people in our faculty, to be honest, like compared to like engineer or BBA. So, but we're very spirited. I mean, like we put our best into every sports. And lastly, we also have like activity teams as well. We have like design club where we go outside to connect with other people from villages and also local peoples. Okay, next up, how about outside of Basai? I would say the privilege of being in Basai is not just being in Basai, but being in Chula as a whole, because you get to explore many things in Chula University. Let's say like arts and culture, you have like CU band and sports and activities and volunteer clubs. You can go out to meet people from other faculties and go up to like the mountain tribes to the beach to teach children there as well. So I feel like there's many opportunities if you get into Basai, but also you get into Chula as a whole. And then we also have other events that's not considered as a club, but more like a community as well. We have like Coach by Cham, we have Charm House Production, we have engineer-based projects like ICC, IOIC, and Ban Rap Nong. Very, very fun because you'll be able to come together with people from many different years and faculty to then come and Rap Nong together. Okay, so let's take everything back into summary. When we have to operate something, everybody starts from the input, right? we input something to get the outcome we want. But I would say for Basai, we start with the outcome. We start with what people or what types of individuals we want to see in the real world, and then we start working backwards a little bit. So we start with outcome, right? And we look at what we need to add, like the skills we need for the individual to turn out to be the outcome we want. So the skills you would get during the journey would be like basic knowledge, core competence in technology and business, and the 21st century skills, global culture awareness, and future literacy.
So, Basai graduates are empowered to choose their own career path, even as a startup founder, innovation entrepreneur, corporate transformer.
For pursuing further academic enrichment in any postgraduate programs of their choice.
If you guys have any further questions, feel free to go ask us at our booth on your right-hand side. We'll be there to answer all of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. What a great presentation from Basai. Once again, a very new but growing strong. They have been inaugurated for only 6 years, I believe. Yeah, I think so. But so far, they are very, very great at giving us, great information. Great education as well. And up next will be our last but not least presentation from the Faculty of Medicine with the program of CU Medi. But this time, unfortunately, we are going to be seeing a video from them. So please welcome the introduction video from CU Medi.
I'm 24 years old.
I just turned 25 this year.
I am 27 years old.
I'm turning 28 this year.
I'm 32 years old. Why did you choose CU Medi?
I chose CU Medi because it is a unique opportunity for someone from a totally different field.
And here there's a people from science and non-science background.
I believe that it can make me a great doctor.
What do you like most about the CU Medi program?
I like that we get early exposure to clinical years.
I really like the dynamics between classmates because we have different age and come from different backgrounds.
Hello. Okay. Please give a round of applause for the introduction video from CU Medi. Thank you very much.
Although quite a bit short, it was still inspiring and exciting video from Faculty of Medicine. Now, Shun, was there any program today that caught your eye?
Oh, absolutely. Now that we have come to the conclusion of the day, now, if you ask me, I would say that it's been great to hear from our friends at Basai that their faculty has been growing strong. The fairly new and modern program that focuses on integrated innovation has been around for only 6 years, but so far there's more and more things being offered there. So Great job.
That's actually true because if I was going to be a first year, I think Basai would really make a great choice.
Yes, and not just Basai. I'm very certain that every single program that have been presented here most likely would have something for everyone. You can be sure that there are countless of opportunities that are waiting for you here in Tula. But please, don't forget to do your homework on the high school certificate equivalency system of Chulalongkorn University, as well as the admission, since it is coming very, very soon, and it is very, very important.
That's exactly right. From faculty divisions to postgrad opportunities to extensive scholarships, we hope that today's open house has convinced you to join us and become Jula freshmen. So, we will be looking forward to seeing you all here in the next academic year.
Absolutely, and that is it for today's International Undergraduate Open House 2024. I hope you are all just as excited as I am to begin this new chapter in your life. With all the opportunities and the brand new horizons that Jula International Undergrad Programs has got to offer, I truly hope to see you all here in the next academic year as a part of the Jula community.
Now, before we finish today, we would like to thank all parents, students, and guests for coming today, especially the ones still here with us in the hall, as well as administrators, instructors, and students for presenting very exciting presentations about each faculty.
Thank you very much. My name is Suksotchun Suksomjit.
My name is Saraswati Prenggyal, and we thank you and we hope you all have a great evening. ขอบคุณค่ะ